I want to tell you something that happened to me a few years ago. Something I have never been able to fully explain. And honestly, something I still think about when I check into a hotel room alone at night. I was driving from New Hampshire all the way down to Florida. Long trip. Just me, the highway, and my thoughts. By the time I was roughly halfway there, my eyes were heavy, my back was aching, and I knew I had to stop. I needed sleep. I pulled off the highway and found a hotel on a quiet, almost too quiet road. The moment I saw it, something felt off. It was old, run down, the kind of place that looked like it had been forgotten by the rest of the world. There were maybe 2 cars in the parking lot. 2 in the whole lot. I remember thinking, who else is even staying here? I walked inside anyway. I was too tired to care. The woman at the front desk barely looked up at me. She was robotic, is the only word I can use. No smile, no warmth, just blank eyes and slow movements, like she was running on low battery. The lobby matched her energy perfectly. Tacky old chairs and tables that looked like they'd been rescued from someone's trash, wallpaper so dated it hurt to look at. But I told myself, it's just for one night. Just sleep and leave. I checked in, go to my room. It was late, so I didn't bother unpacking. I just grabbed my toothbrush, brushed my teeth, and collapsed into the bed, turned off the lamp, closed my eyes. Finally, I was just starting to drift off when knock, knock, knock. I froze. My eyes shot open in the darkness. I looked at the bedside clock. It was almost midnight. I got up slowly, heart already starting to beat a little faster, and I walked to the door. I pressed my eye against the peephole and looked out into the hallway, and nothing. Complete black. The peephole wasn't working. I couldn't see a single thing through it. So I crouched down and looked at the gap under the door. No feet, no shadow, no sign of anyone standing on the other side. I told myself it was nothing, maybe a mistake. Maybe someone had the wrong room. I opened the door just a crack, peeked out, nobody. I opened it fully and looked both ways down the hallway. Empty, completely empty. I shut the door, locked it, this time with the bolt, and went back to bed. I pulled the covers up and stared at the ceiling, trying to calm my nerves. It was nothing. Go to sleep. And then, knock, knock, knock. My heart slammed in my chest. I was out of that bed and at the door in seconds. This time, I looked through the peephole, and I could actually see through it. The hallway was right there, and it was completely empty. No one, nothing, just that long, dim hallway staring back at me. I unbolted the door, opened it, looked left, looked right. Nobody. That was it for me. I grabbed the room key and walked straight to the front desk. I told the woman calmly but firmly that someone had knocked on my door twice now, and I wanted her to check the hallway cameras. She looked at me with those same dead eyes and said, "We don't have cameras in the hallways." And then she just stared at me. No concern, no apology, nothing. Like what I had just told her was the most boring thing she had ever heard. Then she added, in that flat, emotionless voice, "There is only one other guest in the entire building." And she just kept staring at me. I didn't know what to say. I could feel a chill crawling up the back of my neck standing there looking at her. I thanked her. I don't even know why I thanked her. And I walked back to my room. I locked the bolt, put on my headphones, pulled up one of those long sleep relaxation videos on YouTube, and just tried to breathe, tried to calm down, tried to convince myself that everything was fine. And for a little while, it actually worked. I started to relax. My body got heavy. The sounds in my ears were soft and peaceful. I flipped from my side onto my back and just stared up at the ceiling in the dark. Then my eyes drifted to the corner of the room, and my whole body went cold. There was something there. I sat up slowly, squinting through the darkness, trying to make sense of what he was seeing. And the longer I stared, the more it took shape. A figure, tall, impossibly tall, like a human being, but stretched, its head nearly touching the ceiling. just standing there in the corner. Come then, it's hidden. The corner of two. So what do we mean to do so? The arm is big, big, and big. A far cry. The horror that went through my body in that moment is something I cannot put into words. I dove across the bed and slammed the lamp on. The corner was empty, just plain wall, normal wallpaper, nothing. I sat there in the lamplight, with my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. 200 beats per minute, maybe more. I sat there for a few minutes just breathing, just telling myself it was my mind playing tricks, just the shadows, just the exhaustion. I turned the lamp back off. I put my head back down. I lasted maybe 2 minutes. I sat back up and looked at the corner, and it was there again. The figure, same height, same stillness, same long arms, but this time I didn't just stare at it. This time I crawled to the very edge of the bed to get as close a look as I possibly could, and one of its arms moved. Slowly, just slightly, but it moved. I have never moved faster in my life. I lunged for the lamp. Light flooded the room. The corner was empty.
I did not stop to think. I did not stop to question it. I grabbed my bag, shoved everything inside in about 10 seconds flat, and walked out of that room. I went straight to the front desk and dropped the key on the counter and said, "I'm checking out early." The woman didn't say a single word. She just watched me with those empty eyes as I pushed through that front door and walked out into the cold night air. I got in my car. I drove. I didn't stop until I found another hotel far enough away that I felt like I could breathe again. And when I finally lay down in that new room and closed my eyes, I slept deeply, peacefully. But even now, even years later, whenever I check into a hotel room alone, I always check the corners first.